Greetings everyone, RetroIndieGamer here with the final installment of my Plug and Play review series. Today we'll be looking at the Sega Genesis Plug and Play. Now before we dive into the games, I first want to look at the machine itself. As you can see, it's a recreation of the Genesis controller. It also has a nice little bonus thing here, and it gets extra points for authenticity for this thing. The power box, which is shaped like an actual Sega Genesis. If I'm not mistaken, this looks like the Model 2 Genesis. Yeah, I like when they throw in extra details like this. Now, while I've enjoyed playing all these plug and plays, some more than others, since I was a child and even to this day, I have to say, the one I played the most was this one, and you will probably see why in a moment. The first thing to point out is that this plug and play is that it's made by Radica rather than Jack Pacific like most of the other plug and plays I've covered. Not that I have anything against theirs, but it's nice to see one of these made by other companies. Now then, on to those games. The first game on the collection, likely because the programmers knew that this would be the main game people wanted to play on it, is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. 3 guesses why I played this plug and play the most growing up. Now, what is there to say about this game other than it's awesome and easily my favorite Sonic game, and one of my favorite games, period. We're talking top 10 favorites here. In fact, this game is the reason I got this plug and play, but I'll get into more details about that in a future video. Next up is Edgar Dolphin. I'll be honest here, I never really got this game. While I do find it relaxing to play sometimes, I've never really figured out what the hell you're supposed to do. And even though it is fun enough to jump over land masses and talk to other dolphins. Oh, and let us not forget that awesome sequence near the beginning. I still love that scene, even to this day. The next game, the Ooze, is one that can be a lot of fun. In this game, you play as a scientist who is turned into ooze by some sort of evil organization, who is flushed away and left for dead, and I assume your character is trying to stop said evil organization. This game has some fun elements, such as moving around as goo and spitting at enemies. The game also has one of my favorite death animations. I can't really say anything more about this one. The next game, on the other hand... The next game on the list is called Columns, and it's a rather fun match-free game where you move around the pieces within the vertical column, hence the name of the game, as you try to match the gems in groups of 3 or more vertically, including groups of 3 that are the same that go away as soon as they land anywhere, horizontally and diagonally. Every now and then, special cloud-like gems show up, and when they land, destroys any gem of that match the color they touch. Like many other great puzzle games, this one is fun, hard as hell, and can easily kill several hours. I speak from experience. The next one's a fun little title known as Game Ground, a port of the arcade game of the same name. The best way to describe this game is as a top-down shooter where you clear each room of enemies, or just get all the characters to the exit, in order to move on to the next stage, while picking up characters that have died along the way. Over the course of the game, you can choose to play as many different characters all of whom have their own abilities and seem to be from different time periods, ranging from the free start with to a dwarf, a knight, a futuristic character, and so on. There are also a few bosses to encounter along the way, usually demon statues. This is another game that can easily eat up several hours of your time. Mostly because it's so long. Last, but not least, we have Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, the penultimate game made starring Sega's old mascot before a certain blue hedgehog stole the show for good. In the game, you play as a titular Alex Kidd who is on the planet Paper Rock trying to find his missing father. Now what an interesting world. I wonder why it's called... Oh, that's why. Because the main gimmick is playing a game of rock, paper, scissors behind just about every single door you come across. Be prepared to play many rounds of rock, paper, scissors, since it's probably the best thing about the game. other than occasionally riding on a motorcycle or a pogo stick. But then again, those don't have a theme that gets stuck into your brain forever. I still can't shake that off even after all these years. Other than that, you can watch Alex punch treasure chests or die by touching a tiny plane. Though I must admit, it is funny to watch the loser in a rock paper scissors round get squished by a falling weight. Well, that's the end of the Sega Genesis Plug and Play. What's my general opinion on this thing? Well, just like the Pac-Man Plug and Play I covered previously, I can never recommend the games on this Plug and Play enough. Well, some of them anyway. And all of them are available on many collections, especially the ones that are worth anything. Including the Genesis collections for the 360 and PS3, as well as the one that's on Steam. Now, the games I'd most recommend would be, well, Sonic 2, of course. I can't recommend that game enough. Along with probably Columns and Game Ground. Well, that's the last of the plug and plays I have to show for now. I hope you enjoyed this series on the various plug and plays I enjoyed over the years. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and until next time, everyone,